Hey everyone, this is Rural Panda here with a quick visit to Raton, New Mexico. Raton, Spanish for mouse. In the early days when the Spanish were exploring this area, they were in a valley or something, and basically their camp was overrun with mice. So that's how it got its name. Population here is around 66,040. It's been dropping steadily since the closing of the mine and some of the industries in the area. We went here. This would be March time frame, late March. March. We were going to take a trip to Taos, which we did take a trip to Taos, but this time we stopped in Raton because we really wanted to check this out. We've driven past Raton for I don't know how many, 20 plus years on our way out of town and never stopped here. So we wanted to check it out for once, and see how it was here. Where we stayed here was the Quality Inn, if you're curious about this. We stayed one night in the Quality Inn. So we drove, got here, walked around downtown some. It may look kind of sunny today, but it was pretty cold up this way, and it would start snowing. It didn't really stick later, but it would start snowing later. This is one of the highest elevations, if not the highest elevations, along the famous Santa Fe Trail that people took out west during this time. This is a coal mining, has a long coal mining and railroad history here. Elevation here is about 6,000 feet, so it's pretty high elevation, higher than Denver, where we lived, our location. Attractions in this area. Well, before we get to that, I highly recommend you go to the Raton Museum. The gentleman in there that's the curator, he does an excellent job of presenting everything. Please leave a donation here. It keeps this type of history active in these areas. But he was a wealth of knowledge. He himself had been like a miner, a coal miner for like 15, 20 years or so himself. Had so much information. They had so much stuff in here. It was a good decision to stop here. Other attractions in this area are the NRA Whittington Center. It's huge. It's a huge. We drove past it. You can't miss it. The Sugarite Canyon State Park here, and the Folsom Museum as well. It's an archaeological site. Lots of dinosaur bones in this area. Um, so this area was pretty much known for coal mining. Was really big here. That's where a lot of the town was employed, but also ranching here, and the railroad still comes through here. If you have an EV, I saw EV chargers by the rail station. I believe it was an Amtrak station. There was like a couple of them there. So if you're concerned, they are actually there. So we're just walking around. We randomly went to the Raton Museum and were pleasantly surprised. So we got more than we were just going to really stay here, check it out real quick, and go to eat something and go to sleep. But we did go there and we were highly impressed, and we were so glad we went there. But again, so I say please go to the Raton Museum. Leave a donation if you do. It's got a lot of good information about the whole area. Also, Raton is about 6.5 miles from the border of Colorado, where we were driving down from, and about, I believe it was 85 miles west of Texas, so it's really not far from there. Things to do in New Mexico. There's so much to do here. New Mexico is a pretty cool state. I really like the Carlsbad Caverns. Watch out for my video to come out of us hiking the Capulin volcano. It's a stratovolcano. Actually has a trail to the top you can hike. I'll put a video together for that. As I said, we're walking through. So over here, what I'm walking towards is where there were some EV chargers. Okay, so if you look closely at one of my pictures I have, you'll see swastikas. And the gentleman that was in the actual museum, he explained to us before the Nazis in Germany and all that took that over. They had taken on, you can look at the history of the swastika and all that stuff. They had taken it on and used it for like different names of industries and stuff. It had no hate or anything behind it, how they used it. But then the Nazis came along and you would see stuff like that. But the thing about it is they used it, and so you'll see some of the old buildings here will have some of that the symbols on there. So if you look at my videos, you'll see that, and so that's what it had nothing to do with Nazis in Germany and stuff. This is way before Weirdo came into Germany with all his stuff. So like I said, we're walking around. We would get hungry and we go to a little chicken wing pizza place later on and eat there, which had pretty good pizza and chicken. I think I got a calzone this time, but I got a thumbs up from my son and everything like that. We have nothing planned this first day. We're really just driving through. We got a hike. We're gonna do a volcano the next day. Or excuse me, we're gonna go to Taos. No, we're gonna do the volcano, and then we're gonna go hang out in Taos for like 2 nights and stuff like that. So we're really just this is just a stop. But I said, let us go here. Let's stop here. We never stop here in all these years, and I'm really glad we did. It's a little city, little town, 6,000 people, but the population's been dropping for some time in this area. But I say if you're going through, stop here, give this town some business. It's got a lot of things to offer. Now I'm just going to drive through town. We're just driving around, probably on our way to Quality Inn, and then you'll see us drive away in the morning too. But to give you an idea of what kind of a lot of the town, or parts of the town looks like, we saw a lot of closed up, like the power plant that was closed, a lot of industries that they had in this area that have closed for different reasons and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons that the population has declined. As far as like, I would recommend a lot of times these towns for like remote people. Coming to these towns, perfect for people that are remote. The cost of living is not super high. It's pretty relaxed, slow living, but you're close enough to get to other majors. You can get to pretty big cities with no problem either. So we didn't see a lot of homeless people here or anything like that. And they have their locals, I'm sure, like local homeless people as well, but it wasn't inundated with people because the weather, it gets cold here. As you can see, there's a plant right there, for example, that's closed down. I think that might be the power plant. He told us, the Railroad Museum gentleman told us a lot of stuff. Raton Museum person, anyway. I want to thank you for looking. Give this place a stop if you're in the area, Raton, New Mexico. Like and subscribe, and I added some Amazon links too as well. Thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.